Fox Sports.
We are Fox. We are Detroit.
Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is presented by Bell Tire. Well, the Tigers have been looking for some depth in their starting rotation aside from Verlander and Scherzer, and maybe Rick Porcello is starting to give them some. He's been outstanding in his last two starts, wins over San Francisco and Kansas City, and tonight Porcello will go for his 9th win of the season. It is a very warm and humid night here in the Motor City as we welcome you to downtown Detroit, Game 1 in this two-game series featuring the A's and the Tigers. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to Tigers Baseball. Mario and Pemba, glad to have you with us. Game 1 in this series against the Athletics. Rod Allen will join us in a moment. Now, the Tigers, once in a long time ago, once in a while, had Guillermo Moscoso in their minor league system. He was a rookie at that time. It was back in December of 2008. The Tigers decided to trade him to the Texas Rangers. In return, they got Gerald Laird. Well, now Moscoso has turned up again in the big leagues. He is signed by Detroit back in 2002, traded to Texas. He eventually made his way to the Athletics, and boy, is he putting up some good numbers this year. A 2.16 ERA with the Athletics in his last 4 starts, 1 earned run in 24 2/3 innings. That'll be the situation tonight for the Tigers. They try and take on Moscoso and win Game 1 in this series here against the Athletics. Glad to have you with us tonight. Stay with us. Starting lineups, first pitch just around the corner. Right now, we go back to the Call Sam Studios, and here's Ryan Field. Back downtown, the Tigers and the Oakland Athletics getting set to do battle here in Game 1 in this two-game series. And by the way, if the Tigers combine for 3 or more home runs in this game, bring a copy of the box score to a participating Arby's location tomorrow and get yourself a free small order of curly fries. Well, the Athletics are under some new leadership these days. Bob Melvin has taken over as their manager, replacing Bob Guerin. And Mr. Melvin has had his team kind of scuffling there. 42-54 coming into play here tonight. We'll check out his starting lineup. It is presented by your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers, and it features Jemile Weeks leading off at second base, the rookie. Ryan Sweeney is in left, Coco Crisp in center, Hideki Matsui, the veteran, the DH tonight. Scott Sizemore returning to the Motor City. He's playing third base. David DeJesus is in right in the bottom three. Connor Jackson, Kurt Suzuki, and Cliff Pennington. Here's the scouting report on Rick Porcello, presented by Ace Hardware.
Well, talking to Jeff Jones before the game today, he said he'd like to see Rick Porcello with a little bit better fastball command here today. He needs to locate his fastball a little bit better early in counts, get ahead of the hitters, and then he can get to his off-speed pitches. And one thing about Rick, he is well rested. He did not pitch up until the All-Star game and had a few days off after the All-Star game.
As you look at Rick's numbers, his last two starts have been pretty good, which have helped out the overall season numbers.
18th start, he does not have a complete game. He's won 8 games. The earned run average just a hair under 5. And Rick, when he's at his best, he does have that good sinker ball, but he'll need some breaking balls and changeups early in this game as well. Let's take a look at the Tigers defensively. It's always presented by Beaumont Health System. In the outfield, you've got Jackson, who is back in center field after quite a few days off. You've got Inge in the infield along with Peralta, Guillen, Cabrera, and Avila is behind the plate.
Not only is it a warm evening here tonight, but a bit of a wind blowing in from left field as well. 88 degrees right now, our game time temperature, as the Tigers and Athletics go at it here in game 1 in this short 2-game series. Jemile Weeks will lead things off for the Athletics. Weeks, Sweeney, and Crisp facing the right-hander Rick Porcello. Here's the first pitch of the ball game tonight, and Jemile Weeks takes it outside 1-0. Weeks batting .319 at the big league level. He was called up earlier this year in the month of June from their AAA team. Hasn't shown any power yet. He's knocked in 11. And he can steal some bases, 10 of those already. 1 ball and 1 strike on Jemile Weeks. He's hit safely in his last 4 straight games. Bouncing ball hit to the right side, knocked down by Cabrera. Forget about it. Weeks runs too well, and the leadoff man is on.
It would have been a close play at first base had he fielded it cleanly. Don't know if he would have been out or safe, but after the bobble, there was no way they were going to get Weeks. And that may have been one of those plays where Cabby just simply stays home and allows Carlos Guillen to make that play. But Carlos has only played in a couple of games. It will take Cabrera a little bit of time before he kind of realizes how far he can venture to his right with a different second baseman.
Ryan Sweeney stands in. An error has been charged to the first baseman on that play. So Cabrera tagged with the E3. Sweeney is batting .286. This is not an Oakland team that has a whole lot of power up and down their lineup. In fact, they don't have anybody in double figures yet this year in their starting lineup tonight. 1 ball, 1 strike. Sweeney hasn't homered. In fact, he's gone 361 at bats without a home run. 1-1 on Ryan Sweeney. He's had good success against Rick Porcello in his career. 5 for 8 against Rick. And the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Porcello in search of his 9th win of the season. Victories over San Francisco and KC in his last 2 starts. Runner goes. Here comes the throw from Avila. Hits on the bag. The tag in time. They get Weeks. Put it in a perfect spot for Johnny Peralta to reach back and make the tag.
Pretty good jump by Weeks, and he's off and running, and he threw that ball on the run to Peralta, and Peralta able to apply the tag as he's running by making the grab.
Meanwhile, 2-2 on Sweeney, and down he goes. First strikeout of the ball game for Porcello. 2 gone. We'll bring up Coco Crisp, who is batting in the 3 slot these days. Showing bunt, taking strike 1. Crisp at 263. Not a whole lot of success against Tiger pitching this year. 2 for 14.
Coco got rid of all that hair that he had earlier in the year when we were out west. He had the fro coming out of the helmet.
Too hot for that kind of hair these days. High fly ball to right field. Maglio is on the run, still going back. He'll track it down. Crisp is out of there. That's all for the Athletics. Here come the Tigers. Comerica Park, Tigers starting lineup presented by Big Boy, and you see a familiar face back in there leading off. Austin Jackson will get the start in center field, followed by Bosch and then Ordonez. Maglio doing some pretty good work since coming off the DL. Cabrera cleaning up, followed by Martinez and Peralta, then Guillen, Avila, and Inge rounding out the Tigers starting lineup for this one. The Bernstein Advantage brings you the scouting report on Guillermo Moscoso. Get the Bernstein Advantage, we go to bat for you.
Been told he's got a sneaky fastball, anywhere from 88 to 92 miles an hour, which is not overpowering by any stretch of the imagination. But what he likes to do is elevate the fastball, which means 71% of his outs are in the air. Lots of fly ball outs for Moscoso. And he's also not getting much run support at all from his teammates. But I guess a lot of their pitchers aren't getting a lot of run support.
So the 27-year-old out of Maracay, Venezuela goes to work. And Austin Jackson takes a rip on the first pitch and fouls it back. Jackson making his first start since July the 7th with that wrist soreness. He made a couple of defensive replacement outings in Kansas City, but his last start was on the 7th. Here's the 0-1. No balls, 2 strikes on Austin. .245 hitter this year with 4 home runs. And Moscoso's 0-2 pitch. He got him, strike 3. Carved him up on 3 straight pitches. First strikeout of the game for Moscoso.
Let's take a look at the A's defensively. It's presented by Tim Hortons. In the outfield, you have Sweeney in left, Crisp is in center, DeJesus is in right. The infield, left to right, means the former Tiger, Sizemore, Pennington, Weeks, Jackson, Suzuki behind the plate today.
Here is Brennan Bosch with 1 out. .297 batting average now for Bosch, who had just one hit in that series just completed against Chicago, but it was a big one. It was a homer. The 0-1. Soft ground ball hit to short. Pennington has it there. Bosch is out 2 away. And that'll bring up Maglio Ordonez. Average at 222 right now for Mags, but since coming off the disabled list, 286. And Moscoso has come out throwing strikes. Everything he has thrown so far has hit the strike zone.
And just about every pitch has been a fastball. And he really loves his fastball. He locates it well. He elevates the fastball and gets lots of pop-ups and lots of flyouts to the outfield.
Driven to left field. There's a base hit. And the Tigers have their first hit of the game. 2-out single for Ordonez.
And Moscoso decided to go to something other than the fastball here to Maglio, and he left it right up over the heart of the plate, sitting on a tee. And Maglio drilled it to left.
Tigers have the first runner of the game on their side, at least. That'll bring up Miguel Cabrera. 311 this season for Miguel, who recently picked up hit number 1,500. Did that on Friday night against the White Sox against Gavin Floyd. Leading RBI man for the Tigers, 61 driven in. Two balls and no strikes. Moscoso goes 6'1", 200-pounder, we mentioned, out of Maracay, Venezuela. Came up originally when Tyson Ross was placed on the disabled list and did a good job in filling in for him. Breaking ball is a beauty. It's a strike, 2-1. That'll get back out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, we mentioned the A's have had trouble scoring runs this year. Moscoso knows all about that. He was 0-4 in the month of June, but his ERA was 2.25. So he certainly pitched well enough to win ball games for the Athletics. With Bob Melvin realizing that this is a team right now that just offensively can't produce too many runs.
Bob Melvin's third managerial opportunity is Seattle and Arizona, and before this opportunity in Oakland.
And Moscoso strikes out Cabrera, his second of the game. Tigers strand a runner, and we go to the second. Bank's strength and stability since 1849. Ram trucks, guts, glory, Ram. And by Arby's, try the new Angus Cool Deli Sandwich only at Arby's. It's good mood food. Back here on a warm evening in the Motor City at Comerica Park. The Athletics are in town for a mini two-game series. Hideki Matsui is getting set to lead things off. Matsui, Sizemore, and DeJesus. Rick Porcello struck out a batter in the first inning. Faced only 3 despite an error. He had Avila throw a runner out. Matsui, well, he's batting only .212. And he is mired in an 8-for-53 slump. He is waiting for his next home run, which will be his 500th as a professional. That includes his time in Japan as well, where the majority of them were hit. And Porcello runs it to 3-0.
I was looking over some offensive numbers regarding a lot of these offensive players, and a lot of those numbers are just like Matsui's. They have struggled as a team in the month of July, but really all year offensively they have not been able to get on track.
Well, the Athletics have scored 335 runs this year, which is the second fewest in the American League. They don't have a lot of power to speak of.
It's a shame when you have as good a pitching as they have, and to waste a lot of those outings on a nightly basis.
Popped up left side, foul ground. Inge coming over. Matsui is out. And that'll bring up former Tiger Scott Sizemore, who returns to Comerica Park.
Nice change of scenery for Sizemore. His first 21 games, he was sizzling hot, hitting at .343, but he has slowed down the last 11. But getting an opportunity to play every day.
And Sizemore batting .249 overall. He has showed a little bit of power with the A's. 4 home runs since joining the Athletics. And originally went down to their AAA team after the trade was made. The 0-1. Sizemore playing third base for the Athletics. Of course, he was the opening day second baseman last year for the Tigers.
Third base might be his best position. I mean, when it's all said and done.
Swing and a miss. What do you think?
It just seems like his body type and the way that he moves laterally will allow him to cover more ground at third base versus trying to cover as much ground at second base.
Bang that one off his foot.
Good two-seam fastball here by Porcello. In some late life, you can see that ball starting to move on Sizemore as he starts his swing and hit it right off his left foot.
Got him. Strike 3 on the outer edge. The second strikeout for Porcello. Sizemore is the victim.
They wanted to see him incorporate more off-speed pitches real early in this game, and apparently he has heeded the advice of Jeff Jones. He may have got some generosity there from John Hirschbeck, but he'll take it.
2 up, 2 down. Now David DeJesus. 5 for 11 this year against Tigers pitching. But again, DeJesus, like most other Athletics, really struggling in the average column at .224.
He was pretty good when they got him. DeJesus is one of those guys that was getting bunches of hits for the Kansas City Royals, hitting close to 300 every single year, but apparently whatever's in the water in Oakland, he's drinking it too.
Well, yeah, in his 8 years with KC, he was a .289 career hitter and nearly .290, so it's been a much different story. 1 ball, 1 strike. Eight seasons as a member of the Royals. At this point last year, he was hitting .320. Almost 100 points lower this year. That is a huge drop off.
Yes, it is.
And even look at the hits.
He didn't change leagues. He's in the same league. A lot of times you will give a player a mulligan when he's changing leagues, getting accustomed to different pitchers in the other league, but that's not the case with DeJesus.
2-2. Jesus been striking out a lot recently as well. 15 in his last 12 games. And Porcello's 2-2. And that one hit him. It's a 2-out base runner to Jesus, unable to get out of the way. They'll bring up Connor Jackson. De Jesus this year has stolen 3 times. He's been caught twice. Fouled back out of play.
Against the Angels and Joel Pinheiro in the first inning. They jumped all over Pinheiro. He didn't get out of the first inning, and that was the biggest blow of that inning. It was a grand slam by Connor Jackson.
Did you know that they scored 7 runs before the first out was recorded?
Really?
7 runs. In fact, that had never been done in Oakland history. They will get the force on Jackson. Side retired. We'll go to the bottom of the second. No score. The temperature going up, it seems like when it goes up, so the runs per game. And here are some numbers to kind of prove that.
How about that bottom note? 90-plus weather in the history of this yard. 15 games, 10 runs per game. Ball was really traveling here today in batting practice, so that might hold true.
We shall see. So far, no score as we go to the bottom of the second. Lloyd McClendon would certainly like to see his team start to put up some big runs. And it'll be Victor Martinez leading it off against Moscoso. First pitch swinging. Drives it to center where Coco Crisp is waiting.
Yeah, that is nothing new for Moscoso. Only 29% of his outs are on the ground, which means he's throwing a lot of fly balls. But he plays in a ballpark in Oakland, which allows you to throw some fly balls and get away with it, just like Comerica Park.
Yeah, especially to center field here where it's 420 to dead center. It's hard to get beaten out there. Here's Peralta. Johnny at 314 this year. He drives one in the air toward left field. Sweeney is on the move. And 2 pitches, 2 outs. Well, today's broadcast is on AFN, the American Forces Network, broadcasting to U.S. Armed Forces serving in 175 countries and aboard ships at sea. They're watching around the world in Iraq, Germany, Italy, Southwest Asia, South Korea, and Japan, we welcome you.
Today is Navy Day at Comerica Park. Getting into those nachos.
Had a lot of our service members on the field before the game today.
And they received a well-deserved nice round of applause as well.
Carlos Guillen takes a strike. 2 for 7 since coming off the disabled list. Had the game-winning RBI in that Sunday win against the White Sox. That comeback when the Tigers were down 3-0 early. And we're staring a sweep right in the eyes. Meanwhile, Moscoso continues to throw strikes. 0-2. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Of the 17 pitches thrown already by Moscoso, only 3 of them have missed the strike zone. Little pop-up, shallow right field, and that will drop. Base hit right in front of David DeJesus. So Carlos is on with a 2-out single.
Tigers have 2 hits in the game, and both have come on breaking balls. And this one kind of tied Carlos up a little bit. He pulled his hands in, was able to get a little bit of barrel on the ball, enough to hit the ball in the shallow right field for a base hit. His 3rd since coming off the DL.
Alex Avila now with 2 outs. Avila batting .286. And he looks at ball 1. Moscoso in his last 4 starts allowing just 1 earned run. A 0.36 ERA in that span.
That's Verlander kind of stuff.
Without the wins to show for it, though. 1-1. One ball, 1 strike. Pitching has certainly been their strength.
It's been their strength for quite some time. And back in the Mulder, Hudson, Zito days, they have not had a problem getting some quality arms in Oakland. And then once they get those arms in their organization, they've been able to develop some talent in their minor leagues. They do a very nice job developing their talent.
Here's the 2-1. There's a breaking ball that missed outside. 3-1.
Bob Melvin was the runner-up to Terry Collins in New York. That would be the Mets' job that Collins got this offseason. He and Bob Melvin had a couple of different interviews, and Sandy Alderson decided on Collins. But Melvin was skippering another team.
3-1 pitch is a walk. Ball 4. So after 2 pitches on 2 outs, Tigers have something going now. First walk of the game for Moscoso. Going to bring up Brandon Inge.
Brandon Inge was out early today along with Ryan Rayburn and Cabrera and Guillen and also Victor Martinez. All we're taking some extra batting practice today.
Well, Inge trying to put the Tigers on the board here with a 2-out hit, batting just .180 this year. Ball 1 missing outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Inge now splitting time at third base with Don Kelly for the most part. Trying to bust this way out of what has been a season-long slump. He was 0 for 4 in the series against Chicago. On the outer edge, a strike, 1 and 2. So Inge behind in the count. Austin Jackson would be next if Inge keeps it going here. The rally started with a 2-out single.
First pitch to Brandon was a breaking ball. The second pitch was a changeup, and apparently that thought was put in his mind because he took that fastball right down the middle for 2 strikes.
Swing and a miss. Inge strikes out to end the inning. Tigers strand pair, and you're watching Tigers baseball tonight, presented by Bell Tire.
Today, and not just for the players out on the field, it's also pretty hot. As a fan, as you can tell, lots of people over here at the Misters trying to cool off. This is a good thing about Comerica Park. These Misters behind me kind of stationed around the ballpark, so if you need to get out of the sun, you can stop on by. But not everybody's complaining. I have one Tigers fan here, Chris. He's 8 years old. Chris, you don't really care about the heat, do you?
Yeah, I live in Florida, so it's really not that hot. I'm just here to watch the Tigers play. They're always my team.
A trooper, a true trooper here, a true Tigers fan. Mario, I'll send it back to you.
All right, Shannon, thanks. That seems to be the deal with kids. They don't care how hot it is, man. Let's go watch some baseball.
You got that right.
But the adults, though, a little bit different.
Maybe when the sun goes down, it will cool down a little bit.
Well, we are scoreless as we go to the top of the third here at the ballpark. Rick Porcello back to the hill facing Kurt Suzuki, Cliff Pennington, and then Jemile Weeks. Porcello hitting a batter in the second. Weeks reaching on an error in the first, but neither runner was able to score or even get to second base for that matter. Ball 1 to Kurt Suzuki, who is having, like again most of the other A's, a very down year, batting just .228. Suzuki last year led the team with 71 RBIs. This year, at this point, has just 23, so he's tracking well below that number, and even 71, certainly not a large number for a team leader. Here's the strike call. 2-1 on Suzuki. Driven to right field on a line. Maglio is there. One gone. Time to go back to the studio now. Time for a game break. Here's Ryan Field. Could that be for real? Look at Pittsburgh. Up by half game over St. Louis and Milwaukee.
There are some people that say that all Pittsburgh really needs is a bat, and they'll be able to stay in that division for a long time.
Tigers played in Pittsburgh this year. They won 2 out of 3 in that series, didn't they?
They did beat the Tigers 2 of 3.
Driven to center field on a line and a base hit right in front of Austin Jackson. Pennington has a 1-out single. And for the Athletics, they pick up their first hit of the game.
There's quite a few teams in baseball these days that are overachieving, I guess you would say. Some teams that are playing above what a lot of people thought they would be playing at this year, and therefore there's a lot of hope in a lot of cities.
Well, I would even put Cleveland in that boat, wouldn't you?
Oh, no question about that.
Here's Jemile Weeks. Reaching on an air by Cabrera in his first at bat. Jemile is the brother of Ricky Weeks, who plays for Milwaukee over in the National League.
2 different body types. And Jamil is kind of slender, and Ricky is well put together. I mean, he is some kind of strong. There's a lot of pop in his bat too.
0-2 on Weeks. First rounder back in 2008, so it didn't take him very long to get to the big leagues. He stands only 5'9". You see that slender build. 24 years of age. Oh, 0-2 on Jemile Weeks. Pennington got a big lead at first base. Well, since being called up on June the 7th, Jemile leads the team in average, hitting with runners in scoring position, and he's got a 6-gamer going right now.
One of the reasons why Mark Ellis became expendable at that second base position, because of the job that Weeks was doing.
Yeah, Mark Ellis had been there forever.
Ellis is doing pretty good with Colorado right now too. Right off the instep.
And Porcello has gotten 2 of the Athletics hitters to do that tonight already in this game. Weeks trying to walk it off, so Avila takes an opportunity here to walk out to the mound. Pennington at first with 1 out. Ball high from Porcello. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That'll get back out of play. Weeks has not homered yet here in the big leagues. He did have a little bit of power in the minor leagues. In fact, he hit 9 a couple of years ago in A-ball and AA combined. So there is a little bit of power in that bat. Two and 2 on Jemile Weeks. On deck, Ryan Sweeney. Runner goes, and it's fouled straight back. Big rip there by Weeks.
Yeah, you could see that Porcello in the 7 pitches that he has thrown to Weeks. He's been up, he's been in, he's been out, he's been down. He's been all over the strike zone.
Driven to center field, right at Jackson. Weeks is out. And scampering back to first, Pennington. 2 gone now. By the way, tonight, this game is available in high definition on Fox Sports Detroit HD. It's sponsored by Xfinity from Comcast.
It's a nice gathering here tonight at Comerica Park.
It is indeed. Had some really good crowds over the weekend for Chicago. I mean, really good crowds. And tonight, another nice gathering as well. Sweeney is 0 for 1. He struck out back in the first. One of 2 strikeouts that Porcello has. A's have had at least 1 runner in every inning so far. And a ball outside and low to Ryan Sweeney. There's a strike in the outside corner, 1-1. Sweeney had his season halted last year after 82 games. He had patella tendonitis that slowed him down. I was looking at the top 4 spots in their lineup combined. They have only 10 home runs total in the top 4 spots. That has popped up back toward the seats out of play.
They have, as a team, hit the fewest in the American League. And that's 52. San Diego has hit 50 in the National League, which is the bottom spot.
Another throw back, this time a little bit closer as Pennington gets back in there. What did you say, 52 home runs for them?
52.
Bautista has 31 for Toronto.
Wow.
So more than half of what the A's have as a team.
Yep.
One and 2 on Ryan Sweeney.
My good buddy, Gerald Perry.
Got him, strike 3, and that'll end the inning. 3rd strikeout for Porcello. We'll go to the bottom of the 3rd. Baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by AT and by Fresh Express. Prepare to never eat a boring salad again. Back here at Comerica Park as the Tigers and Athletics open up a 2-game series. It is scoreless in this one so far tonight. Austin Jackson leads it off against Guillermo Moscoso. Jackson, the top of the lineup, followed by Bosch and then Ordonez. Austin looked at 3 pitches back in the first and struck out. His first game back as a starter since July the 7th. Back in the lineup after missing some games with a sore wrist. In the air to right field, hit pretty good. DeJesus going back, edge of the track to bring it in.
I talked to Austin before the game today while he was taking some batting practice, and he told me that he felt fine. He said that there's very little pain whatsoever, and that the left wrist should not present a problem whatsoever, and that's a pretty good pass at the ball by Austin Jackson.
Well, that's good news, because putting him on the disabled list for a spell would not have been good. Although Dirks filled in admirably, the Tigers certainly need their leadoff man. Here's Bosch. 1 strike on Brennan. He bounced out back in the first. And despite a slow series against the White Sox, still batting .354 over his last 37 games. Another slow roller towards short, cut off at third by Sizemore. Bosch is out, 2 gone.
I got a great deal for you. 15-game ticket packages for the remainder of the season are on sale now for as little as $210. Purchase now and receive a complimentary deluxe overnight stay at the Motor City Casino. Restrictions do apply. Call 313-471-BALL or visit Tigers.com.
Here is Ordonez. Maglio taps one right in front of the plate and back to the mound. Moscoso will make an easy play, and it's a quick inning. 6 pitches worth.
Offense scuffling a little bit.
3 in the books. No score. Today we learned that Chris Osgood has decided to call it quits. He is retired after 17 seasons and more than 400 wins as a Red Wing. In fact, only Terry Sawchuk, the only goalie that has more victories for the Red Wings in their history. So our well wishes to Mr. Chris Osgood, who I think Rod is going to stay in the organization, and he will also work with the goaltenders, do some scouting.
Well, anytime you have a bona fide superstar, you may as well try to keep them in your organization as long as you possibly can.
3 Stanley Cups, 2 as a starter, and many feel on his way to the Hall of Fame. The numbers certainly add up. Rick Porcello back to work now as we go to the 4th, and he is facing Coco Crisp. Then Matsui and then Sizemore. No runs, 2 hits Detroit. No runs, 1 hit Athletics. That one bounced in. 2 balls, no strikes. Porcello got Crisp to fly out back in the first, 0 for 1. The 2-0 pitch is a ball high, 3-0. Hear what Ozzie used to say all the time. He said, when I retired, I want to be the Tigers bullpen catcher. He thought that was just the greatest gig in the world.
It is a pretty good gig if you can get it.
It's a hard job, though, man.
Well, they got to throw batting practice. They got to catch a lot of bullpens, but you don't have to worry about the stress of playing.
Well, that is true.
You can just kind of hang out. It's a good job.
There's a strike call. Three and 2 the count. And it's bounced toward the hole and through a base hit. Leadoff single here, the second hit for the Athletics in this game. Time for the trivia question, courtesy of AT&T, who was the last manager to take over for the Athletics mid-season. Of course, Bob Melvin did it for Bob Guerin this year. Who was the last A's manager to do it prior to this year? It was 1986.
Well, they gave us a hint.
And it's a pretty good hint, too. If you think back to that time frame. Here comes Hideki Matsui.
And Crisp has tremendous speed over at first base. He has stolen 27 bases.
Matsui popped up his first time. Coco's been caught 9 times to go with those 27 steals. And when you have a team, Rod, that has very little power like the Athletics, I guess you have no choice really but to run the guys that can run a little bit.
Well, you have to try to manufacture as many runs as you possibly can, and that's what Bob Melvin has been trying to do. You don't have those big boppers in the middle of your batting order, although Hideki would fall into that category. He can hit.
1 and 2. Of Matsui's 499 homers as a professional, 332 of them came in Japan. And the balance here in the States with New York, the Angels.
Sitting on 499.
499.
You've been sitting there for a minute, too. 20-plus games.
Matsui had some nice years with the New York Yankees. Runner bluffs and a ball high. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
It's been 23 games since Matsui's last home run.
Porcello ready with a 2-2 pitch. And Steady goes back to first. Crisp back in standing up. So the Athletics continue to put at least one man on in every inning so far. Leadoff single here by Crisp. Rick would like a ground ball here, get himself a double play. Meanwhile, keeping close eyes on Mr. Crisp. Ground ball hit slowly and foul, first base side. Two and 2 on Matsui.
Skipper looked like he played a little golf yesterday.
I'm sure he did in the catch tourney. Sparky's tournament. And again, the 2-2. Shattered his bat. Looped over the head of Carlos Guillen into right. So move crisp to second base, and the Athletics have something going here in the fourth. It's their third hit of the game.
And sometimes you can make a good pitch and not be rewarded, and that was exactly the case there with that good fastball inside on the hands of Hideki Matsui. He was able to fight it off.
So here is Sizemore, who struck out against Porcello his first time up. 342 with men in scoring position. Engine tied at third, expecting a possible bunt. He's on the grass. Ooh, look out, he came up and in on him. And Sizemore apparently got hit by that pitch. It sounded loud. Or did he foul it off of himself?
It is the one thing as a bunter that you're always afraid of, is that once you square around and your entire body and face is exposed to the pitch, you just can't get out of the way, and that's exactly what happened here.
Oh, it never hit the bat. Look, he got him on the collarbone.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. I could have swore that hit the bat. It was so loud. But it did not. That is the second hit batter tonight for Porcello. He also hit De Jesus in the foot back in the second.
Well, Rick had a start just a couple of starts ago where he hit 3 batters.
That was against San Francisco. And Sizemore apparently is going to be taken out of this game. So we'll get a pinch runner here for Sizemore.
I think Jim Leland's going to come out now to ask why this base runner will be given first base if in fact that's what's going to happen here. He feels like Sizemore offered at the pitch.
Yeah, you're right. Leland's talking it over now with John Hirschbeck. Eric Sogard has come on to pinch run.
And he did go after it. I mean, it's out there, and he just pulls it back at the last moment, but I don't know.
Yeah, it was out there. Did he pull it back in time, I guess, is the question.
Yep. And apparently the umpires feel like he did.
Personally, I don't think there's any doubt he threw the bat out there, but I thought he may have gotten it back in time. I don't know. I mean, Leland's going to argue this, but I don't think he's going to win it. And perhaps asking for some help, but I don't think Hirschbeck is going to say he requires any. So it appears the Athletics will have the bases loaded here with nobody out. And there's the pinch runner, Eric Sogard, coming out. So now Hirschbeck is asking, did he offer? Oh, now they're going to get him. At least Leland got him to talk about it. It took a while, but they're going to talk about it. That's Scott Berry coming in from first base. I would think, Rod, the first base umpire, probably of all of the umpires, aside from the home plate umpire, would have the best look.
Correct.
Well, if you're Jim Leland, all you can do is have him ask for help, and he did, so there's not a whole lot more you can do. Does he go beyond this, or does he keep it there? Boy, is that borderline. So Sizemore is hit by the pitch. We'll get a pinch runner at first base. They're loaded up now. Sizemore is out of the game, and here comes David DeJesus. That is the team high 6th hit batter now for Rick Porcello. And ball 1 to DeJesus. David is the other Athletics hitter hit by pitch tonight. That was back in the 2nd. Back out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. He's walking down the aisle, picking up a souvenir.
I see you, big fella.
Here you go, young man. That was nice.
That is perfect.
Way to go.
Got his high fives and he shuffled it off. No glove, kid. See there?
Good pitch on the outer edge. 1-2. David DeJesus has 49 RBIs in his career against Tigers pitching, which is more RBIs against Detroit than any other team. And he's got a golden opportunity here now with the bases loaded, nobody out. He did some damage against Detroit in his days with Kansas City within the Central Division. And he bounces one to the right side. Cabrera coming home. They get the force there. 1 away.
It's a good play by Miguel. It's a ball that they weren't going to turn 2 with, so he wisely went home to Avila. Although the throw was up, Avila was still able to climb the ladder to make sure that he kept his foot on the ground. I don't think there really would have been a situation where Avila would have returned the throw to Cabrera to get DeJesus, who was running down the line.
That'll bring up Connor Jackson. That grand slam that he hit was on Sunday. And Jackson has hit safely in his last 5. Down the middle it comes. 1-1. Connor Jackson, a product of Cal, which also produced Brennan Bosch. Here's the other thing for Jackson. He is tied for the team high with 9 double play balls. One of those would look really good right now. 2-1. You got Matsui at third base, Sizemore, or Checkett Sogard, who came in for Sizemore, and then DeJesus. Swing and a miss. Big swing there.
You could afford to take one real big swing and go for a home run when the count is in your favor. 2 balls and 1 strike. But Porcello made a really good pitch. A good sinking fastball down and in to the right-handed Connor.
And the 2-2. Bouncing ball, third base side. Brandon has it to second one. There's a double play. 5-4-3. Porcello gets out of a bases loaded, nobody out jam. In the inning, no runs. They get a couple of hits. Still no score.
Calling for the 10th double play that Connor has grounded into, and also a very nice pitch by Porcello with a breaking ball that was on the outer edges of home plate. Nice feed by Brandon to Carlos Guillen, and take a look at Guillen. And one of the things that you have the luxury of doing when you play second base is using that bag to protect yourself, and that time he just kind of stepped back to make sure that De Jesus couldn't get to him.
So it'll be Miguel Cabrera leading it off in the bottom of the fourth inning. No score. He's wasting a golden opportunity.
Here's one more look at how you can use that bag to your advantage. You grab it, and then you use the bag to protect yourself. You step back and you make the base runner slide over the bag to get to you, and it's more difficult for them to get there.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. I guess when you have a sinker ball pitcher on the mound with the bases loaded, you always feel like you are just a pitch or two away from getting out of that jam, and that's exactly what happened with Porcello.
Well, it's good for Porcello to have that mindset. There are still some very young pitchers in the major leagues, and Porcello would fall into that category that simply try to strike everybody out when they get themselves in a situation like he was in. But he got a couple ground balls. Next thing you know, they don't score anything.
Eric Sogard staged in the game to play third base after pinch running for Sizemore. There's the 2-1. Bouncing ball, shortstop side. Pennington has it. And Cabrera's 0 for 2. He's going to bring up Victor Martinez. Victor flied out to center field back in the second. The A's did show some life in their last series against the Angels, winning 3 out of 4. They had gone into the break having lost 13 of their previous 18. So they were stumbling into the break, and they came out hot, beating the Angels 3 out of 4.
All the teams in the AL West better get hot because the Texas Rangers are rolling right now. They have reeled off 11 straight wins.
I wasn't sure the Rangers had enough pitching to put together a streak like that, but they've been pitching as well as anybody. Not to mention that offense they have.
They've got offense and they pitch, but they're dead last defensively, along with this Oakland Athletics club.
The 1-1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Check out these numbers. Back on May 17th, Oakland was actually tied with Texas, and now today they're 13 out. Free fall. Bob Guerin is gone, and Bob Melvin is in. The 1-2. Line to right center. Victor has a base hit.
He could just hit.
Here is that AT&T trivia question. Who was the last manager to take over for the A's in mid-season back in '86?
He'll be a Hall of Famer.
Tony La Russa. Stayed there through '95. Wow.
Don't know how the White Sox allowed him to get away.
I don't know. But he has gone on to put up some big-time numbers as a manager. World Series titles. Here is Peralta with 1 on and 1 out. Of course, Jim Leyland worked under Tony La Russa. Bob Melvin, the current manager of the A's, played under Jim Leyland when Bob Melvin was a rookie and extended. He played for Jim Leyland 1 year. That was a long time ago. Skipper says, yeah, I remember.
In Pittsburgh?
No, in Detroit.
Oh.
He was
in the minor league.
In the minor league, yeah. Here's the 2-0. Melvin was the #1 pick of the Tigers back in '81.
Bob Melvin is very bright, a young man. Very bright. Well organized. Really good communicator, former catcher, and we all know how fond front office personnel is of former catchers. There's a ton of them managing in the big leagues as we speak.
On Peralta.
Bob Melvin was the bench coach for Bob Brenly on that 2001 World Championship team in Arizona.
3-1. Moscoso has sidestepped some trouble, gave up a single in the first, single and a walk in the second, and now a base hit here in the fourth. Guillen will be next. High fly ball hit well to center field. Crisp is on the run. And that'll chase the runner back. 2 gone. Oh, by the way, it's a Fox Sports Detroit Prize Pack Tuesday brought to you by Meyer. Text Meyer to 37338 to be eligible to win a fantastic prize pack any baseball fan would love. Meyer, higher standards, lower prices. So with 2 away, here's Guillen. Each team with 3 hits in this game. Neither team has scored yet. Carlos had a single back in the second. And he fouls it back 0-1. Guillen, since returning now, is 3 for 8. In his brief stint in Toledo, he had 8 RBIs in 11 games, and they pronounced him ready to play. And the good thing for Guillen is that he is pretty much free of knee pain right now. He had the microfracture surgery, which sidelined Grady Sizemore. He had that same surgery as well. Of course, Sizemore's back on the DL now.
And he thinks he might have to have that same surgery on the other knee. He said that's how his knee feels right now. Wow. That would be a huge blow.
No question
for him.
But you know what? The Indians have found a way to fight through some big-time injuries. They swept a doubleheader last night from Minnesota.
They did.
So they come in with a game lead over the Tigers. They're finding a way to get it done. One and one on Guillen. Make it 2-1 on Carlos. And it's 3-1. Moscoso went down to AAA for the All-Star break. He got a start against Fresno. To keep in his regular rotation spot, he went 6 innings, struck out 9 in that game.
That's what happens when you're the number 5 starter. You don't get a break. You got to go down to the minor leagues.
Keep pitching.
Start.
Keep pitching. The 3-1. Pulled right through the first baseman, Jackson. Martinez on his way to third. They better get that ball quickly. Victor, they're going to try and score him. Here comes the throw to the plate. And he is saved!
What a slide by Victor!
He avoided the tag of Kurt Suzuki.
Really?
What a slide by Victor Martinez. And all I can do is laugh right now.
And I believe John Hurstfoot made the right call. Absolutely whistled right past Connor Jackson, and Victor Martinez was hustling all the way, which allowed Gene Lamont to send him home. But this is where he kind of got creative once he got there.
Watch his dance moves. What a play. Now here's a perfect look.
This is hilarious. Oh,
safe.
He got it right. That's a great call by John Hirschbeck.
He was right on it. Made the correct call. And the Tigers get a run. Here's Alex Avila trying to get Guillen in from third base. Ball one.
Lost in this great slide by Victor was the fact that Suzuki made a great pick.
He did.
A great pick out of the dirt.
He really did. To no avail. They have ruled it an error.
A bunch of grown men playing a kid's game.
As creative as it gets on that slide by Martinez to make it 1-0. Each team now with an error. Little pop up, shallow left field. Going to be caught though by Sweeney, ending the inning. Tigers get a run though, as Victor Martinez does the salsa around home plate, and he's going to be safe.
Like Jim Leland has been playing golf. And guys, you are correct. Yesterday was the 24th annual Sparky Anderson's Catch charity golf outing over at Meadowbrook Country Club. A lot of big name former Tigers and current people within the organization there. Jim Leland was playing, Gene Lamont, Dan Petrie was on hand, Al Kaline played, even Adam Wilk got out there to play a few holes. It was really a great time, but also very emotional. It was the first golf outing since Sparky Anderson has launched the charity that he's not been there. A lot of people keeping him in mind, and I do have to say, Leland, pretty good golfer. His team actually won the whole thing, you guys. I'll send it back to you.
All right, Shannon, thank you. Yeah, definitely one of the great events every single season. And you're right, without Sparky here, not quite the same, but still doing some great things for the kids. Well, the Tigers squeeze out a run. They lead 1-0 as we go to the 5th inning. Kurt Suzuki leads it off. Of course, the number 11 of Mr. Anderson retired this year. Suzuki, Pennington, and Weeks. The other thing we haven't talked about with the A's is the fact that they have this season, their errors have led to 55 unearned runs this year, which is the most in the majors, and they've committed the most errors in the major leagues. And a big error in the bottom of the 4th leads to the only run of the game. Three and one on Suzuki, who flied out his first time up. Belted toward left field. Bosch will turn on this one off the wall. And Suzuki is going to motor to second base. Leadoff double. 4th hit of the game now for the Athletics.
It's a friendly fastball count for Kurt Suzuki, and he got a 3-1 fastball that was about belt buckle high at 90 miles an hour right down the middle. He drilled it right off the gate.
14 doubles for Suzuki. That'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Cliff Pennington, who may or may not be up there bunting. He is, and it's fouled off.
Looked like he was bunting for a base hit there, not a sacrifice bunt. He was running out of the batter's box as the ball made contact with his bat. Take another look at it.
That is bunted, and it'll go foul.
The second time he was sacrificing, and a lot of managers will give a guy like Pennington the opportunity to bunt for a base hit on the very first sign, but then on the second one you better get it down.
Pennington leading the team with 6 sacrifices, but down in the count now 0-2. Tying run at second base. We're in the 5th inning. Here's the 1-2. Look out, pull that one foul right back toward their dugout. Pennington had a base hit back in the 3rd. Under Bob Guerin, he was batting 9th in the lineup, but when Bob Melvin took over, he elevated him into the 2 spot in the lineup, but he's back down to 9th now because he is struggling.
77 total pitches by Porcello, 64% of those fastballs.
Right back to the mound, and Pennington unable to move the runner up.
Hey fans, coming up on our new edition of Tigers Weekly, we show you how various fans experience the excitement and enjoyment of a game at Comerica Park. And see an all-new Tigers Weekly premiering Friday at 7 p.m. on Fox Sports Detroit. And this is a nice ballpark to have a lot of fun at.
Here's Jemiah Weeks. 0 for 2 for Weeks. He did reach on an error back in the 1st. Hitting over 400 with men in scoring position this year.
Most of his damage coming at home. He has not performed all that well on the road from a batting average standpoint.
Oh, 2 on Jemiah. June 7th when he was called up, and has started all 36 at second base since being called up. In the air to left. Bosch under it. And anchored at second base is Suzuki. 2 gone. That's going to leave it up to Ryan Sweeney, who is 0 for 2. It's not been a good night for Sweeney. A couple of strikeouts. Here's the 0-1. Shattered bat. Hitting to right field. A base hit. Suzuki. They're going to try and score him. Here comes Maglio's throw. It is not in time. A 2-out RBI single for Ryan Sweeney, and we are tied at 1.
And Porcello threw him a 92-mile-per-hour fastball. He got in on Sweeney's hands. He shattered his bat. Maglio came up with a real good throw, but not before. Kurt Suzuki sliding past. Avila tagging the plate with his left hand.
That is the 5th hit of the game now for the Athletics. They have tied the game at 1. Here's Coco Crisp. Had a base hit back in the 4th. A little bit outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Oakland this year has really not done very well on the road. 16-32 away from the Coliseum. And it came in, as we showed you earlier, 13 back in the West. There's a strike call. 2-1. Tiger fans very familiar with Crisp in his days with the Indians. 4 seasons with Cleveland. He's also played with Boston. And Avila has to scoop that one up. 3-1. Matsui waiting on deck. And he was headed to first base, but he needs to make a U-turn. 3-2. Coco trying to coax a walk. Oh boy, they have an argument. Full count. Runner will be on the move. And it's rolled fair inside the bag at first base. Sweeney is on his way to third. Maglio gets to the baseball. They're going to stop him there. And it's second and third now for the Athletics. The second hit of the game for Crisp.
Bob Melvin has run as many left-handers up there tonight against Rick Porcello as he possibly could run up there in his starting lineup. And the reason for that is coming into the game, left-handers hit Porcello about 100 points higher than right-handers do. Well, that's the one thing that Porcello needs to figure out a remedy to, and that's how to get more left-handers out.
19th double of the year now for Crisp as Jeff Jones comes out to have a chat. The lefties came in at .329 against Porcello.
Hey fans, you can have your picnic or party at an upcoming Tigers game. Group tickets and party suites are on sale now with groups of 15 or more. And getting discount tickets to select games, call 313-471-BALL or visit tigers.com.
So tied at 1 here in the 5th inning. The Athletics are threatening second and third with 2 outs and a chance for their cleanup man Hideki Matsui. Single and a pop-up for Matsui. Porcello from the windup. And he pulls this one to the right side. It's through, a base hit. 1 run will score. They're going to try and get both runs in. Ordonez is thrown not in time. Throw down to second is also not in time. And Matsui comes up with a 2-out, 2-run single. And he'll get to second on the throw.
They're not necessarily hitting the ball all that hard, but they're finding some holes, and Maglio comes up with a throw home that somehow, some way, Porcello cut, and not Cabrera.
Here's Eric Sogard getting his first at bat after coming on for Scott Sizemore as a pinch runner. Sizemore was hit, looked like in the collarbone, up and around the neck area the last time he was at the plate. He eventually left the game. Swing and a miss. 0-2 on Sogard. He was called up from AAA on Friday, where he was batting .298, and Lester Oliveros now warming up. One and two. Bouncer right back off the glove of Porcello, but Peralta barehands it, and he throws him out. That'll end the inning, but a big inning for Oakland. They score 3 to take the lead. Fifth inning, Dave Dombrowski will tomorrow be looking at one of his young arms down on the farm. Dwayne Belo will make the call, a native of Brighton, Michigan, 25 years old. Rod, he'll get his first opportunity, and really his numbers in AAA were pretty good.
He earned it. That's one thing about Jim Leland and Dave Dombrowski. When they do need to make a move, whether it be from the pitching side or the offensive side, they simply bring up the guy that is doing the best job in the minor leagues.
I think I said Brighton, Michigan. It's Britain, Michigan. I apologize. He attended Lake Michigan College out in Benton Harbor. So Mr. Belo will be on the mound tomorrow out of Britain, Michigan. Well, the Tigers have some work to do now as we go to the bottom of the fifth inning. Moscoso brings it home, and Inge skies one to left field. Sweeney now gives way to the center fielder, Chris.
Well, if you're the Tigers, you may as well take a look at as many of the young arms that you have in the minor leagues that you think might be able to help you down the stretch. and before you go out there and try to make a deal and bring in someone else outside of the organization. Because if you go outside the organization, you're going to have to give up some pretty good prospects this year because there's so many teams that are looking for pitching.
Here's Austin Jackson. Ball 1 to Jackson. This may be one of the more interesting trading deadlines on the horizon here in the next couple of weeks because so many teams are involved. That'll get back out of play. 1-1 on Jackson.
And even the teams that aren't in contention, so to speak, like the Oakland Athletics, they've got a couple of pieces from an offensive standpoint that some teams might have some interest in.
Same can be said about Kansas City. A couple of outfielders that may be available. I know Melky Cabrera's name is being tossed around quite a bit. Wilson Betemit as well, and Jeff Francoeur. 1-2.
Only 59 pitches so far thrown by Moscoso, compared to 95 for Ricky. Nothing really fancy about what he's doing out there, just throwing a lot of fastballs, locating it only about 88 to 92 miles an hour. He's got a curve and a slider, an occasional changeup to the left-handed batters. But he is pitching as well as his numbers have said he's pitched for the last month.
There's a base hit to center. First hit of the game for Jackson. He's 1 for 3 now. The Tigers have their 4th hit overall.
He has had a couple of pretty good at-bats in this game. He struck out his very first time up, but flied out deeply to right field his second time up, and then takes another really good pass at this ball, singling sharply right through the box.
Still has that wrist all wrapped up.
Now he's going to put his batting gloves in his hand. You'll see guys do that on occasion when they don't want to run the risk of jamming that wrist.
Bosch lunging to foul it off 0-1.
Brennan Bosch is another one that on occasion you'll see him with his batting gloves in his hands when he's running the base paths. Some guys use dirt. But the key is to keep a closed fist. And that way you don't hurt your wrist when you slide.
Moscoso spent 6 years in the minor league system for the Tigers before he was traded to Texas. And he had some success in A-ball in 07. He was 8-2. He appeared in the big leagues with Texas parts of the last 2 years. The 0-1. 0-2 on Bosch. For 2 for Bosch. Couple of ground balls tonight. Tigers have been out hit in this one 7-4. They trail 3-1. The 0-2 outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Back in 07, Moscoso threw a perfect game in Oneonta when he was with the Tigers minor league system. Outside again, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
could count a run on if you're entertaining the thought of allowing Jackson to take off from first base, even though you trail by a couple of runs here. Jackson, tremendous ratio at stealing second base this year. And you're hoping, if it's a strike, that Brennan Bosch will put the ball in play somewhere.
Fouled away. Jackson, a one-out single. We're in the fifth inning. Tigers led 1-0, but now trailed by 2. Ordonez waiting on deck. Crowd trying to get behind Bosch. Driven down the right field line. That is a rocket, and it's off the wall. Jackson coming to third. They're going to stop him there. Diving into second, safe with a double is Bosch.
Ooh, what a throw by DeJesus from right field. Brennan Bosch got himself a hanging breaking ball from Moscoso, and he absolutely about knocked that wall over in right field, and he had to get on his horse because DeJesus got there and he fired a clothesline to second base, and Brennan Bosch was almost out. Great hustle, great throw, great hit, all the way around great.
Ball was hit so hard it came right back to DeJesus, and Bosch had to hustle for his 23rd double of the year.
No question.
So the tying runs at scoring position now. The big boys coming up. Here is Ordonez. Maglio 1 for 2 with a base hit. Well, the Tigers now have 5 hits. Two and one on Ordonez. Moscoso has had only one 1-2-3 inning. While his pitch count has been in decent shape, he's a victim of an error back in the fourth, and now a couple of hits here in the fifth. And the 2-1 in the air, center field. Right at crisp. This will be deep enough to get the run in. Jackson will tag, and he can walk home if he wants. Sac fly for Maglio, RBI. And it's 3-2. #15th RBI of the year for Ordonez. Ron Romanek, pitching coach, is out. And so Cabrera will step in with a chance to tie this one up in his last 11 games against the A's. Get a load of these numbers.
Wow. 7 big flies. Driven in 13, and look at that slugging percentage, over 900.
So Cabrera, who is 0 for 2, a chance to knock in the game tire here. 383 this year with men in scoring position. Ball 1. 1-2 on Miguel.
Miguel a little upset with himself. He felt like he had the fastball right there to hit, and he took a really good pass at it, but he fouled it straight back.
Make it 2-2. Moscoso has struck out 3 in this game. He's dealing with Cabrera, who leads the team with 61 RBIs. Victor waiting on deck. And the 2-2 fouled away again. Rally started with a base hit by Jackson, double by Bosch. Ordonez with a sac fly, making it a 3-2 game.
Just about everything that he has thrown to Cabrera in this sequence has been away from him, and the majority of the pitches have been fastballs, with the exception of one breaking ball in the dirt.
Again, the 2-2. Swinging a drive, high in the air, deep in left field, way back. And you can kiss that one goodbye. It is way out of here.
One too many fastballs by Moscoso to the big fella.
And the Athletics lead has disappeared. Tigers up 4-3.
Suzuki wanted the fastball down and away, and Moscoso missed up and in, and absolutely drilled by Cabrera. I guess he felt like he could just blow him away with fastballs because he only threw him one breaking ball in that sequence.
422 feet on that home run by Miguel Cabrera. And it's 4-3 Detroit. They have matched Oakland's 3 spot with a 3 of their own. A mammoth home run by Cabrera. It's number 20 for Miguel on the season.
It's amazing how far he hits balls, and there's absolutely no violence whatsoever in the swing. No violence whatsoever.
Line drive, base hit down the left field line, maybe more. Sweeney runs it down in the corner to get to the wall, and Victor has a double. The Tigers have their hitting shoes on here in the 5th inning. They have come alive offensively.
It's a changeup that stays up, and Victor not trying to do too much with that particular pitch. It simply takes what's given by the pitcher, and that's his 23rd double down in that left field corner.
2 doubles, a single, and a homer in this inning. And the Tigers trying to build on their lead now. They're up 4-3. Each team now with 7 hits. That'll bring up Johnny Peralta. This ball 1 up high. Craig Breslow is starting to warm up now for the Athletics. 1-1. Drilled to center field. That's a base hit. Here comes Martinez to score. RBI single for Johnny Peralta, and it's a 5-3 Tigers lead.
Johnny Peralta has done his best work with 2 outs this year for the Tigers. His batting average is over .325 in these types of situations. Absolutely no panic whatsoever. Didn't hit it very hard. It's a breaking ball that's away from him, right off the end of the bat, but hit right back up the middle, which is the approach you want to have against a breaking ball.
Johnny gets his 51st RBI. Tigers have a 2-run lead. Here comes the 8th man to bat in the inning, Carlos Guillen. Carlos 1 for 2 tonight, reaching on an error his last time up. He hit that ball at first baseman Jackson that eventually scored. Victor Martinez. Moscoso had allowed just 1 earned run in his previous 4 starts. He has given up 4 already tonight. 4 runs, that is. Now Carlos in a 2-0 count. He sends one high in the air. Deep right center field. That ball is way back, and that ball is off the top of the wall and gone. They're signaling a home run, and we'll see if it stands. Scott Berry says it's gone. Boy, Carlos hit the tar out of that one. A 2-run shot.
What a pretty swing by Carlos. 2-0 count. He got a fastball and absolutely crushed it and got underneath it, and the fan did make some contact with it, and it was well over the fence too. That's a homer. That's a 4-bagger.
Well, if they go back and look at this, I'm sure it'll stand. Yes, it was touched by the fan, but it was clearly over the yellow line, and now they'll look at the replay. So they will see what we just saw, and I'm sure when they come back, this home run will stand, but we'll see.
It won't take very long for them to make this decision. Carlos will just have to wait a little bit longer for his first home run of the year.
7-3 ball game. And Moscoso is being roughed up here tonight.
I think Carlos got a little bit of the silent treatment when he went to the dugout.
That's usually reserved for the rookies.
Well, they're treating him like a rookie. They're having some fun here tonight. The Victor Martinez slide. Silent treatment in the dugout for a veteran. You deserve to smile, young man.
Meanwhile, the umpire is still reviewing this play underneath.
Hit him in a bad spot.
Here come the umpires.
Right in the hands.
And they will signal home run. So it's official. And Carlos knew it all the way. And we'll looks like that's going to be it for Moscoso. Here comes Bob Melvin, and he will signal to the bullpen. So the 2-run homer is the second of the inning for the Tigers. Breslow being summoned into the game. And the Tigers hang a 7 spot on Guillermo Moscoso. Wallside Windows pitching change. Back with more. Lickety split. A couple of home runs for the Tigers, and Moscoso being roughed up after really in the first 3 innings this season. You see his numbers are, well, they're untouchable, but true to form, the 4th inning beyond, he gets touched up.
Well, opposing batters make an adjustment to Moscoso, and apparently he has not been able to make the adjustments back when he really needs to do so.
Craig Breslow coming in now.
He's got some odd looking numbers, and left-handers are hitting close to 400 against him, and right-handers are just 236, which means he's got a pretty good breaking ball, really nice changeup that he keeps down and away from the right-handers, and he really has nothing to get left-handers out with.
Here's Avila as the Tigers bat around in this inning, and he lines one to right field. That is going to be caught on a basket catch by De Jesus to end the inning. But a big inning it was. Tigers score 6 times. They bring out the big bats. Cabrera and then Guillen. Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Bell Tire. Get the lowest tire price, period. Bell Tire. Ram Trucks, Guts, Glory, Ram. And by the Smurfs in 3D in theaters July 29.
Smurfs making a comeback?
Apparently so. On July the 29th in theaters. You going to check it out?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. How about you?
At least you're honest. 7-3. The Tigers in the lead, and David DeJesus will lead it off against Porcello.
There was a time, however, when I went to see all those types of movies.
No doubt. When the kids were young.
Had no choice.
DeJesus, Jackson, Suzuki facing Porcello, who all of a sudden has a 4-run lead to work with. Fouled straight back, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Big inning here for Porcello. And he's already at 96 pitches. And so he just needs to go out and get 3 really quick outs and might get a chance to go back out for 1 more inning, but he wants to leave the game with a positive taste in his mouth.
One and 2 on DeJesus. Porcello surrendered an RBI single to Sweeney, 2-run single to Matsui in the 5th. That's how they got their 3 runs. Rick's 1-2. Pulled to first base. Nice play by Cabrera. But DeJesus aboard at first base. Cabrera sprawling out. Porcello shaking his head, didn't get there.
It's a nice play by Miguel, and he's expecting Porcello to be there. By the time he got up, Porcello did not react right away. Still standing on the mound, and he just couldn't get there.
Infield hit. Connor Jackson hit by a pitch, reaching out a fielder's choice in the 4th. Check it. The double play in the 4th inning for Jackson. Oliveros and Koch now in the Detroit bullpen. There's a check swing missing inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Porcello pitching out of a bases loaded, nobody out jam in the 4th inning. When he got the double play ball from Jackson. And that was a huge out early in this game. There's another A's hitter banging one off their feet, and this time it's Jackson.
Where to get Jackson at?
Back foot?
Yeah, back foot.
Bouncing ball to short. Here comes Guillen's relay in time. The double play. 6-4-3. Second double play Jackson is bounced into. While we have a moment, to the studio we go. Let's check in with Ryan Field. All right, Ryan, we will keep our eyes on that one. The Tigers came in 1 game back behind Cleveland. Chicago 4.5 out. And Minnesota still hanging around. Here is Suzuki. Doubled, scored a run back in the 5th. That'll get back out of play. Getting some word now on Scott Sizemore. He was hit by the pitch earlier in the game and had to leave the game. That was back in the 4th inning. He was actually hit in the left jaw. And they took x-rays. They were negative, so he is day-to-day. Good news for Scott Sizemore.
Ouch.
Ground ball to third, right at Brandon. Porcello gets himself another ground ball out, ending the inning. No runs, a hit, nobody left. We go to the bottom of the sixth.
To the Coors Light sixth inning, and now it's time for the Coors Light freeze cam. Carlos Guillen hit a bullet right at Connor Jackson. It was an error by the time DeJesus picked it up and fired it home. It was Victor Martinez with some nifty footwork and able to get the left hand in there ahead of the tag by Suzuki. What a slide by Victor. Well, what a touch of home plate by Victor, I should say.
I'm not sure we can qualify
Coors Light freeze cam is always brought to you by your Coors Light.
I'm not sure that qualifies as a slide, but
that's as good a slide as the one that Omar Infante had earlier this year, where it was a similar type play. He slid head first. He kind of reached first with the hand, pulled it back, and then was able to tag the plate.
There's some dance moves in the dugout as well. Well, the Tigers having some fun tonight. They lead 7-3. They had a big 6-run fifth inning. Brandon Inge is leading off the bottom of the sixth. Craig Breslow throws it by him at 92 at the letters.
Now they have to get this guy to having a little bit more fun, and that would be Brandon Inge.
0 for 2 tonight for Brandon. No balls, 2 strikes. Jackson and then Bosch will follow. And the 0-2. Fouled off. Moscoso bounced out of this game after giving up 2 homers in the 5th inning. A 2-run shot to Guillen did the trick. He also gave up a 2-run homer to Cabrera. Both of them went over 400 feet. 2-2.
All but one of the runs the Tigers have scored here tonight have been scored after 2 were out.
De Los Santos, Faustino De Los Santos warming up now for Oakland. Again, looks like he's back in the groove. Coming back, he's put up some nice numbers for Detroit. The 2-2 is outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. So Brandon has worked the count in his favor now. Popped him up. Right at home plate. Suzuki.
Hey fans, some of your favorite Tigers along with other sports stars and celebrities will compete for a great cause when Dancing with the All-Stars comes to Joe Louis Arena on Monday, August 1st. All proceeds from the event will benefit Jack's Place for Autism. Call 313-396-7575. I think Valverde will be in it.
This was on the Caravan earlier this year. Valverde can do it. So can Santiago. Did they ever get you to dance on that?
I was dancing right there.
Was that you?
Yeah. I took 3rd place.
Out of how many? 3?
Out of 4.
Oh, there you are.
Come on now.
So you finished ahead of Siriaco?
I finished ahead of Siriaco.
Very nice.
But look at Papa Grande. He's a hot dog, no matter where he's at. He was showing out. A little merengue, a little salsa.
Very nice. I got to say, I'm impressed.
They kind of sprung that on me when I got here.
And that's why I'm impressed. Austin Jackson, the batter.
I guess they knew that was the best way to do it.
To spring it on you?
Yeah, just kind of spring it on you.
You couldn't think about it.
Yeah, we got you going for this, by the way.
Have fun. Shove you off the bus. Go for it. Line drive, base hit.
I see you, Austin.
That's another good sign. Jackson with a couple of hits tonight.
Slow down, young man.
And he's going to head back to first base as Sweeney hustles it back in.
He has had 3 good at-bats in this game today. Flew out deep to right field, singled sharply up the middle, then he turned on a pitch here right down the middle. Boy, what a welcome sight if they can get him back, get him locked in at the top of that lineup.
Well, with what Guillen is showing to add depth down there, you get Jackson going, and all of a sudden, this becomes a really, really, really good lineup. Bosch fouls it away. Tigers now have 10 hits on the board, 10 for Detroit, 8 for the Athletics. Brennan had a double and scored a run in the big 5th inning for Detroit, in which they scored 6 times. Line right, fair ball. This one goes to the corner. Jackson coming to third base. Send him home. Here he comes. Here's the throw. He's in there. Give Bosch an RBI. 8-3 Detroit.
Connor Jackson at first base has been getting some missiles hit down in his territory by these left-handed batters. That was another absolute seed off the bat of Brendan Bosch, and by the time that ball was run down, Jackson, and he is galloping around third, headed for home. No play.
So we have another change. We'll step aside, and we will be back. by the way, you can vote for your Tigers McDonald's Player of the Game. It's presented by the Angus Third Pounder Deluxe. Using your cell phone, text Tigers followed by a space with the player's uniform number to 37338. Or if you'd like, you can vote online at foxsportsdetroit.com. Faustino de los Santos is in now for Oakland.
Only the 7th game that he has been in, his 3rd different stint with the Major League club this year. The numbers aren't bad. 9 strikeouts in 6 2/3 innings for De Los Santos, and the opponent's hitting just 167 against him.
So De Los Santos comes in to take on Maglio Ordonez. Tigers have 8 runs on 11 hits in this one. Maglio a single and a sac fly. Brennan Bosch has just doubled in a run, chasing Breslow out of the game. Strike on the outer edge, 0-1. There's a line drive right at the first baseman. Jackson with a bit of a mini leap to haul it in, and Maglio is out. It's going to bring up Cabrera, who slammed a 2-run homer back in the 5th. So now batting .390 with men in scoring position. And the homer was his 20th of the year. Oh, 2. 97 from De Los Santos.
He throws that 97 from a little bit of a tricky arm slot too. Looks like he could be really tough on some right-handed hitters.
Tried to hold up, went around, and so that's it for Cabrera and the Tigers. However, they get another run. We go to the 7th.
Temperature now 85 degrees, but it is really muggy in here. And when I came to the ballpark earlier today, almost 100. I talked with some of the players in the Tigers clubhouse and asked them what they do to keep cool, especially after you saw Roy Halladay yesterday getting taken out of the 5th inning when he was playing there in Chicago, really struggling with that heat exhaustion. They said they just try to drink a lot of extra water. They do have those ammonia towels down in the clubhouse to keep them awake and keep them cool down. Brendan Bosch says he'll probably change that undershirt a few different times as the day goes on. And as you can imagine, Alex Avila, he's got to be roasting you guys. All that gear on, it is hot out here. Mario and Rod, I'll send it back to you.
All right, Shannon, thank you. Yeah, absolutely. There's no doubt Avila has to be a little bit toasty tonight. But you know what? It is July in the Midwest, and I guess these guys know that it's coming. We complain in April when it's cold, and I guess in July when it's hot.
Well, Avila, he's probably somewhat used to this type of weather. He played collegiately at Alabama, and he said after most games he would take an ice bath just to get his legs back underneath him. So tonight might be one of those nights for Avila to jump in that cold pool.
You saw the two changes. Phil Koch coming on to take the place of Porcello. Casper Wells is your new right fielder.
Have you ever been in one of those cold pools?
No, I've never been. Then again, I haven't.
They do help you.
I'm sure they do.
They do help you. I got in one just a few days ago. I was hanging out and I was doing a little, jacuzzi and kind of sauna thing, and they had one of those cold pools. And I just kind of got in there. My back was a little crispy. My back felt a lot better afterwards. Yeah, I'm telling the truth.
Well, how long did you stay in?
Probably about 4 minutes.
And that's it. Huh?
That's it.
There's a line drive to left center. That's down a base hit. And he'll hold up with a single. Pennington pulls back.
But I guess they say it's just for the inflammation. I mean, it's no different than, icing, your shoulder for your pitcher after a game or, something like that. It just really helped out.
Here comes Jemile Weeks.
Not fun getting in it, though.
I can imagine. Now, were you supposed to get out after 4 minutes, or was that all you could take?
Well, pretty much after 4 minutes, you don't really feel it anymore. So you can stay in there beyond the 4 minutes. It's just that's pretty much all I could take of it. But, I mean, the first minute's tough, but after that, I mean, you don't feel it after that.
Weeks is 0 for 3. A's now have 9 hits. And Jemile takes strike one. Phil Koch threw 94 pitches in 7 innings in a start back on April 14th and did awfully well. 7 frames, 3 hits, no runs. Back in the bullpen these days. The 0-1. Line drive caught on a leap by Peralta. 1 out.
Johnny quickly got the ball over to Cabrera just in case Pennington and got off the bag too far at first.
It's going to bring up Sweeney. Did a lot of smiles today for the Tigers.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing. Nothing wrong with smiling.
Well, they lost the first 2 coming out of the break to Chicago. Came back to win the Sunday game, and now in command of this one 8-3. Fly ball left field. Bosch. 2 gone. Now Coco Crisp. Brandon McCarthy and Dwayne Belo tomorrow for the series finale here. Tigers then will hit the road again.
There's a song out by Kirk Franklin. Name of it is "You Look So Much Better When You Smile." It's a good song too.
Well, that's apropos tonight.
It's a good tune.
Crisp in this one, single and a double. 0-1. Eight runs, 11 hits. Tigers 3 runs, 9 hits for the A's. There's the strike called. 0-2. So Porcello tonight goes 6. This is his game to win if the Tigers hold on to it. And it would be Rick's 9th of the year. It'll also be his 3rd straight win if the Tiger bullpen can shut this one down.
Yeah, you never know for sure, but they got a pretty good shot of shutting this one down with Albuquerque back there. Benoit back into that bullpen along with Valverde. And they haven't lost this year going into the late innings with a lead.
There's Al. Two balls, two strikes. Checked it, and he did not go. Scott Berry said he held up. So it's 3-2 on Coco. Hideki Matsui on deck if Mr. Crisp keeps it going. Now the 3-2. Bouncing ball to third. Tough play by Inge off his glove. It'll roll into short left. Tried to backhand that ball. That'll keep the inning going. It'll be an error on Brandon, E5. Bring up Matsui. So there is still life here in the 7th inning for the Athletics, and Matsui has a 2-run single as part of his good night. He's 2 for 3.
Matsui and Phil Koch were teammates just a couple of years ago on that World Championship New York Yankees team. Matsui was MVP of the World Series, wasn't he? 2009?
Yes, he was, as a matter of fact. The 0-1. By the way, Phil Koch, did you know, turns 29 today?
Oh, congratulations. Happy
Birthday, Mr. Koch. '29 is typically the age where people stop having birthdays, I think.
The ladies do.
The 1-1 is fouled straight back, 1 and 2.
Most men don't mind saying their age. And a lot of women don't either. But there are a whole lot of 29s out there, though.
They celebrate anniversaries of their 29th birthday, but they celebrate no more birthdays. Pennington and Crisp, your base runners. 1 and 2. The count on Hideki Matsui. Avila, nice block. 2 balls, 2 strikes. You envision any time in the future this season where Koch might get back in the rotation?
I could see Phil Koch get back in that rotation. I don't know if it will be this year or not, because the Tigers really have to make sure that the last couple of months they've got the best mix possible as far as the starting rotation and the bullpen components. And I think right now they believe Phil Koch's value is to them in the bullpen.
And he'll get out of the inning. He does with the 4-3 ground out. They will strand a pair. We go to the stretch. Sun setting over the Detroit River, and it's 8-3 Detroit. With the Tigers on top 8-3 in this one. Guillen and Cabrera each with 2 home runs, or 2-run homers, I should say. The Tigers' 5th inning, the biggest 6 hits, including a couple of doubles and the 2 homers. Tigers offense 8 runs, most since June the 29th. So they had perked up a little bit here in form of Cabrera, as a matter of fact. The home run was his 600th career extra base hit.
And they have perked up here tonight against the team that came in with the best pitching in the American League.
That is true. But their numbers will take a little bit of a hike in terms of their team ERA after this one. They came in at 3.09 in the ERA, actually 3.10 in the ERA column. Best in the AL.
Best in the majors.
But the Tigers don't care about that. 8 runs, 11 hits.
Told you Victor came out, took some extra batting practice today along with Johnny Peralta, also Cabrera, and all 3 have gotten her done in this game tonight.
Pennington fields his ground ball, and Martinez is out.
Here's our bell tire pitch by pitch. We're going to take you back to the 5th inning, and it was Brennan Bosch who hit an absolute missile off the gate in right, and then the big fella, he hit a big fly. Martinez doubled the opposite way, followed by a solid single by Peralta, and then Carlos Guillen in his 3rd game back off the disabled list plays long ball. The Tigers have scored 7 of their runs today with 2 outs.
Clutch base hits, to be sure. Johnny Peralta with 1 out. Singled in a run back in the 5th inning. Bouncing ball to short. Pennington scooting to his right this time. And 2 gone. Well, when the game ends, our coverage continues with Tigers Live as we bring you all the highlights, reaction, and analysis. Tigers Live from the Coliseum Studios and right here at the ballpark immediately after the game on Fox Sports Detroit. Skipper will have his thoughts on what hopefully will be a win for Detroit tonight. They're trending that way. Here's Carlos Guillen. Carlos hit a ball his last time up that went to that triangle out there in right field. 400-foot home run. And after putting up some good numbers at AAA, he has kind of continued that here at the big league level. And, well, this guy can still hit. Swing and a miss. 0-2.
They just got to keep him healthy.
Yep.
They just have to keep him healthy. Figure out a way to keep him healthy. I don't know how Jim's going to do that, but it has to be done.
Well, Jim was talking about that the other day, saying, you know, Rayburn's still going to play a little bit at second base and some of the outfield. They'll watch him carefully. But as you pointed out the other day, it looks like he's lost some weight. He looks to be in great shape.
I was asking him about that today, and he said he really hasn't lost weight, but he has, you know, like they say, he has repositioned, I guess, the muscle.
Is that right?
In his body. I mean, it looks like he's lost 15, 20 pounds. He said, no, I really haven't lost any weight, but, you know, I've gotten a lot stronger, and I've never been able to figure out that equation. But you can look at guys and they say, I haven't lost any weight, but it looks like they've lost 20.
I wish I had some muscle to reposition.
Me too. Wow, De Los Santos. 98.
1-2. It's fouled off the mask of Suzuki. Six-run fifth remains the big inning in this one for the Tigers. They pulled away in that inning. And Carlos takes outside. 2-2. Alex Avila waiting on deck. One thing you have to like about this Tiger team as it is right now is that they have a really nice blend of veteran guys that have been in big games, including the World Series, and some good young players to give them a little bit of energy too. Guys like Wells and Bosch and Avila.
Nice mix.
Really is. 2-2 pitch is outside. 3-2. the young guys in Al Albuquerque, who has been really almost unhittable since coming to the big leagues with that slider that he features. Plays with some flair. There's ball 4, and Carlos gets a walk. First base runner against De Los Santos in this game. Now Avila. For 2 with a walk tonight for Alex. Fouled away, 0-1. Tigers tonight have 11 hits. 5 of them are for extra bases, including the 2 homers. Oh, and 2 now on Avila. Alex played in his first All-Star game this year, was 0 for 2 for the American League, but what an experience it was for him. I guess it's one thing to play in the All-Star game, it's another to start the All-Star game. You got enough votes late as the voting was winding down to overtake Russell Martin.
First player ever from the University of Alabama and to be voted into a starting role at the All-Star game. First ever.
Wave and a miss. Down he goes. And that is that for Detroit. No runs, a walk, 1 left. You're watching Tigers baseball tonight, presented by Bell Tire. Detroit, they've out-hit the Athletics 11-9 in this one. Don't forget tomorrow's matchup looks like this. It'll be Dwayne Bilo making his first start after winning 9 games down at AAA Toledo. Brandon McCarthy will oppose him tomorrow evening. And if you'd like, don't forget to check out Dave Dye's story about Bilo and the excitement in Britain, Michigan.
I'm sure he'll have quite a few family and friends here in attendance when he makes his major league debut.
Check out that story from Dave Dye on FoxSportsDetroit.com. And there's no doubt there will be a lot of excitement for Bilo and his entire family and friends. Well, a good crowd here tonight. Better than 31,000 catching this one. The Tiger Bats woke up in the fourth, and they have been going since. They lead 8-3. Eric Sogard will get his second at bat of the night. And he looks at a ball outside from Phil Koch. Sogard, then to Jesus, and then Connor Jackson. Bouncing ball right side behind the bag. Cabrera has it. Sogard is out of there. He's 0 for 2. One away here in the 8th.
Big fella needed no help that time from Phil Koch, although Koch was there to take the throw from Cabrera. And should he had needed to shuffle it along to Phillip.
David DeJesus hit by pitch and a base hit. Strike one. Koch made 14 starts this season. His record was 1-7. His ERA was 4.82 as a starter. We talk about the good start he had against the A's earlier this year. It was back in Baltimore last season as the season was winding down. Final game of the year. Phil Koch had a chance to start, and then they mentioned that he was going to start this year. They were going to take him out of the bullpen, give him an opportunity. But since Koch has left that spot in the rotation, the Tigers have used several different candidates, and tomorrow night we'll see Dwayne Below. There's another chopper to first. This one foul.
I know Dick Egan, who is one of the right-handed men of Dave Dombrowski, and has been so for quite some time, and sees all the pitchers the Tigers acquire. He feels like Phil Koch could be another Kenny Rogers with a little bit more power than Rogers. And I've heard him say that on more than one occasion. He feels like his best work yet is in the starting rotation.
Line drive to left, base hit, took it the other way. It'll be the 10th hit for Oakland. Here's an update now from Target Field in Minnesota. As Leland marches out to the mound to make a pitching change, Cleveland has a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the 7th. The Twins have only 2 hits tonight. Mr. Albuquerque's about to enter the fray, and as he comes in, we'll be back. Albuquerque will come on now, and it was Albuquerque who made his big league debut against these Athletics.
And he did quite well, and he has been doing very well since he made that debut on the 15th of April.
One of the most pleasant surprise this year for the Tigers, and here's why.
47 strikeouts in 29 2/3 innings pitched this year. And that bottom note, the opponents, and hitting only 144 against him, and that leads all AL relievers.
So Albuquerque is on to face Connor Jackson. And a little chopper right back in front of the plate, and Avila will take this one. That'll move the runner up, 2 gone. Jackson retired on 1 pitch. That'll bring up the catcher Kurt Suzuki. One for 3 tonight, doubled in the 5th and scored a run. .96-mile-an-hour fastball, a little bit low, 1-0 from Albuquerque. Now briefly spent some time on the disabled list prior to the All-Star break. Right at the knees, another fastball, that one at 98. Albuquerque striking out 14 every 9 innings. That's his average. And the 2-1. Swing and a miss. 2-2 on Suzuki.
Boy, does he have a good slider. Has a great slider.
Popped up. Inge at third base says, I'll take it. And he does. Albuquerque comes on to get a couple of outs. They strand a runner, and we go to the bottom of the 8th.
Tigers are featured on Fox Saturday Baseball when they are on the road to take on the division rival Twins. Coverage starts Saturday at 4 p.m. on your local Fox station.
So Brian Fuentes comes on now for the Oakland Athletics in an 8-3 ball game here. The numbers this season on Mr. Fuentes.
43rd game now for Fuentes, and he comes in with 12 saves and 15 chances. The earned run average is approaching 5, however, and the opponents are hitting .255 against the left-hander.
Brandon Inge, the first man to face him. And he pops up the first pitch. First base side. And Jackson hauls it in. One gone. AJ tonight 2 for 4, a couple of singles. He has scored twice in his first game back. Never went on the DL with that sore wrist, but he missed a few games. Fuentes darts home a strike on the outer edge.
I think the skipper may have scared Action Jackson. Told him we might have to put you on a disabled list, son.
Oh no, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'll be out there tomorrow, skipper.
Whatever it takes.
You sure? Yeah, I'll be out there tomorrow, Jim.
0-2 on Jackson.
Sometimes that's all it takes for these young kids.
And some veterans, too. The 0-2. Foul back out of play. Fuentes been around a while. He broke in with Seattle, then went to Colorado, where he posted a couple of really good save seasons. With the Angels, he had 48 saves a couple of years ago. Here's the 0-2. Jackson hits it high in the air to left. Sweeney is on the run, still going back to the wall to make the catch. 2 gone. Jackson has hit it hard tonight. What, 1, 2, 3, 4 times?
He's had some really good at-bats.
So with 2 outs now, that'll bring up Mr. Bosch.
He's hit a couple of balls really hard tonight, too. Both to right field.
Doubles in each of his last 2 at-bats, plus an RBI. And the average up to .299. Ball 1 to Brennan. We've had 21 hits between the 2 teams tonight. 11 of those for the Tigers, but Detroit leads by 5, 8-3. Ground ball right side on the backhand. Connor Jackson. Fuentes covering, safe at first base. Bosch beating out an infield hit. 12th hit of the game now for Detroit.
This play should be made by the Oakland Athletics. It's a mental mistake, but they take too much time getting the ball to Fuentes, who's there to cover the play, and Brennan Bosch able to beat it out. Great call. That's a perfect example of hitting the front part of the bag. If he hits any other part of the bag other than the very first part of the bag, then it looks like Fuentes would have beat him there.
Instead, it's a 3-hit game now for Bosch. He threw it away. Bosch, though, is not going to go. Casper Wells getting his first at bat of the night.
Hitting right in the bat.
Bosch now, by the way, leads the Tigers in multi-hit games. He has more than Cabrera, more than Peralta. That's fouled away. 28 multi-hit games for Brennan. Casper batting .259 with 4 home runs. Driven toward left center field, hit well. Crisp is on the run. He'll get there, though, right at the warning track as Wells hit that ball a ton. Tigers get a hit, strand a man. They go to the ninth. Air conditioning until we pulled the windows up here, so we're nowhere near 64 degrees. But you enjoy that, though. Thanks for letting us know. 8-3 is our score. Don Kelly is taking over now in left field. You know, it's nice and cool when we walk in here, Rob, which is about, what, 2:30, 3 o'clock, 3:30?
Yep.
And then these windows go up.
And
then the air conditioning goes out.
See you later.
Yeah. But as long as Ryan's nice and cool, everything's good. We're just messing with you, Ryan. We look forward to the postgame show. 8-3. Tigers trying to put the finishing touches on this one as we go to the ninth inning. Albuquerque is back out there. Ball missing outside. Cliff Pennington leading it off. Then Jamile Weeks and Ryan Sweeney. A couple of hits for the number 9 hitter tonight, Pennington. Two balls, no strikes. Albuquerque came on, got the final 2 outs of the 8th inning in relief of Phil Koch. That one gets away from Avila. To the backstop it goes. 3-0. There's a strike. 3-1. Now Phil at 3 balls 2 strikes on Pennington. This will be a short 2-game series between these 2 clubs, Belo and McCarthy, tomorrow. Papa Grande warming up just in case his services might be needed this evening. Bouncing ball left side. Peralta corrals it, has no play. 3rd hit now for Pennington.
Hey fans, follow the Tigers with the MLB.com at Bat 11 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, or BlackBerry. Get live audio pitch-by-pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text at BAT to 31826 or visit Tigers.com for more details. Well, if there's one more that gets on base, and more than likely Papa Grande will be summoned out of that bullpen, and that's what Jeff Jones just told him.
Jemile Weeks hitless in this one, although he hit the ball hard his last time up. A line drive that was caught by the shortstop Peralta. 0-2.
Slider tied him up, down and in. Looks like a fastball coming out of Albuquerque's hands, and all of a sudden, the last moment, that ball just disappears on you. That's a true slider.
And the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Weeks is history, 1 gone. Al has his first strikeout of this contest. Now Ryan Sweeney. His base hit drove in a run in their 3-run 5th, and to this point the only inning in which the A's have scored in this game. They took a 3-1 lead. Runner going with no throw, and they will give Pennington second base. No steal there for Pennington. The 0-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tigers in search of their 51st victory of the season. One and 2 on Sweeney. Swing and a miss. 97 from Albuquerque. He threw it right by him at the letters. 2 gone.
He's got a live fastball here tonight. And he threw 1 pitch to Weeks at 99 miles an hour. But just about every single fastball that Albuquerque has thrown since coming in has been 97 and above.
And he has one more man to get. That would be Coco Crisp. 31,908 for attendance tonight. Coming to their feet. And a swing and a miss. The 0-1. Backed him out of there, but it missed inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Way inside. Avila did all he could to stop that one, and he did. 2-1. Swing and a miss by Crisp, and it's 2-2 on Coco.
That's a pretty big swing there by Coco Crisp at that last pitch by Albuquerque. You're going to come up empty most of the time.
And the 2-2. Low, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Trying to get it to Matsui. He's waiting on deck. Swing and a miss. Crisp is out of there. Avila will throw down, completing it. And that is a Tigers victory as he strikes out the side after the infield single by Pennington.
Very impressive by Al Albuquerque. Very impressive.
So Porcello gets the win here tonight in a ball game that took 3 hours 10 minutes to play. Cabrera hit a home run. Guillen hit a home run. And the Tigers have won their 2nd straight now. Their 51st of the year. There's your final score, 8-3. Hold on, more coming up from Comerica Park. We'll be back.